host, Mark Henry Jr. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark Henry Jr. NFL from Chalk Talk with Shane Half, Saturday morning spread. And we've got guests joining us throughout the show. But right now with me, we've got my guy, Dives. You can follow him on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. Dives, how we feeling?
Good, man. It's Christmas, best night of the year. Eagles are in an interesting position. This draft is a complete crapshoot. The variance this year should be a blast to watch. Who will fall? Who will be overdrafted? Who will slip to 23? Do the Eagles move up and get their offensive tackle of the future? Should be a lot of fun.
For sure. We should have David joining us from the Eagles Pinpool Network. I know Ryan will be joining us as well from the Eagles Pinpool Network. We'll introduce them as they come along. I should have had the Google sheet ready to go. I did not get that pulled up. I am pulling it up right here. Here is the big board. And let's share my screen. This is great podcasting, but it's the start of the draft. We haven't even gotten the Mendoza. Oh, the pick is in though.
The pick is
Is officially in after all off season. The Raiders might know who they're taking. That's not zoomed in enough. Let me mess around here a little bit. There we go. So yeah, our consensus board, Dives, David, Ryan, and I averaged out our rankings, and these are our consensus rankings. Our consensus big board, just to give you the top 10, is Caleb Downs at number 1, Jeremiah Love at number 2, Arvell Reese at number 3, Mansour Delane at number 4, Carnell Tate number 5, Ruben Bain number 6, David Bailey number 7, Oliva Vega, Ioane number 8, Sonny Styles 9, Francis Maui Noah at 10. Where do we have Fernando Mendoza?
Keep going.
11, 12, 13, 14. 14. And there it is. It is announced. Fernando Mendoza is the pick for the Raiders. It'll be interesting to see what they do at 33 to pair with Mendoza. But to me, he's my only quarterback in my top 100.
Same.
So, I'm not the biggest Mendoza guy, to be honest, but in terms of this draft, a lot of teams needed a quarterback. The Raiders got the number 1 pick. This was probably obviously the right thing to do. I think if it was up to me, if I was the GM, I would have traded it, but you can't really do that. You have to take the number 1 quarterback when you're number 1 on the board.
Yeah, I am not the biggest Mendoza guy. He was my 19 prospect in this class. He's clutch, no doubt about it. He has all the look of an NFL quarterback, really good size, solid arm strength, elite decision maker. His ability to hit boundary throws is as good as it gets. I love the way he's able to avoid turnovers, see the field, hit open receivers. He knows how to stand in the face of pressure. He can deliver strikes when he needs to. But I think he's got just average accuracy in the intermediate and deep areas of the field. He needs to improve at going through his progressions. A lot of his attempts came off RPOs, screens, pre-snap decided throws. So we'll see how that translates in today's game. Indiana's offense caught a lot of, dropbacks, NFL style pass plays every game. So we'll see how it translates. I don't know about his ability to hit the deep ball. I question that. But man, I do think he can hit the fades, the posts. Doesn't have elite athleticism. But yeah, not a surprise at all to see him go number 1. But man, I hate this draft class. Like you said, Ty Simpson's not in my top 100. And he's my number 19.
It looks like Ty Simpson probably going to go tonight. It seems like Peter Schrager on ESPN said it's not a question of if, it's when and where. So we'll see. Rufus Rogers commenting along. Thanks, Rufus. You're a long time homie of the program here. Little G Griffith always commented along as well. Thank you.
E-Man.
We Jordan Schultz, the Coffee Boy Insider, tweeted out some eyeball emojis. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's always good when insiders don't say what they know, but they act. They send out an emoji, and then when the news drops, they're like, "Oh, I knew."
All right. Pick us in for the New York Jets. Who do you think they go here?
It's been up in the air between Arvell Reese and David Bailey. The right pick is Arvell Reese, which makes me think I think they'll go David Bailey. The pick is in.
Are we spoiling the pick or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil. I think the draft, the product on TV isn't good enough to not spoil. And if people are listening to us, then they're online already anyway, so they'll be on Twitter. The Jets draft David Bailey, second overall.
No way.
That is a mistake in my opinion. I have David Bailey 7 overall. I like David Bailey, but in terms of comparing him to number 2 overall picks of years past, especially of the edge rusher variety, definitely leaves you wanting more. He's a guy that I'm shocked he went over Arvell Reese here, and I guess that there's some analytical stuff out there in terms of his production profile, and people are saying that the Jets are very, very kind of analytically driven under this new regime. And David Bailey, you look at the production, 14 and a half sacks at Texas Tech this year. He had 12 sacks the 2 years prior at Stanford. He does finish with tremendous closing speed. He's a rangy athlete. Like I said, highly productive. He did have a weird off the field, and not even off the field, I guess it was kind of on the field, but with a photographer that I'm surprised it hasn't dropped him at all. It doesn't seem like that's an issue for teams. And then there was also some stuff that maybe he wasn't the most high motor guy in the draft. So pretty shocking to see him go all the way up at number 2.
Also not high on David Bailey. I do not like this draft pick for the Jets. I think he was my 16 on my big board, something along those lines. Just to piggyback off what you said, he's got a great first step. There's no doubt about that. He's one of the best pass rushers in this class with a ton of production. But I question his ability as a run defender, and I question his ability as a 3-down edge rusher. He's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, he's not the most physical. I question whether or not he can set an edge. And in an NFL that's moving back to more heavy formations and running the football, I think the questions are fair. So definitely not the way I would have gone. I would have definitely gone Reese here.
Yeah, that is a stunning pick at number 2. Wow.
Again, I'm not the highest on this class. Like overall, when I grade these guys, I think of compared to previous years, he's a late day 1, early day 2 guy for me. That's
I won't go that far. I think he's a first rounder, but he would have been a mid first rounder for me most years, whereas he's number 7 for me this year. He was not a blue chip or a red chip guy for me. He was just a regular first rounder for me. So, yeah, I mean, it's not shocking in terms of it was out there that this was possible. Everybody knew it was between Arvell or David Bailey. I said that before the pick was in, but I thought that it was trending towards Arvell Reese, and here we are, and it's David Bailey. So, pretty stunning stuff just in terms of from the beginning of the process, but not necessarily now. I guess since it has been out there that this was possible, which this leaves it open for Arizona at number 3.
Yeah,
Arizona at number 3. It'll be interesting. Do they just go with the best player available and a Jeremiah Love, or if they maybe love it, if they maybe love Arvell Reese, who's there now, or do they go with an O lineman at a position of need for them? Do they go Sonny Styles potentially? There's a lot of paths that they could go with for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely way more tapped into the needs of the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be really interesting. I would imagine they go a pass rusher with this selection. Um, how many blue chip guys did you have in this draft?
I had two.
Okay.
Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs were my two blue chip guys. I had four red chip guys, if we are going to use that scouting term.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know what the needs are for the Arizona Cardinals, but I mean Downs is my favorite prospect in this draft by a pretty good margin after Love, then Jeremiah Love. So yeah.
Looking to see if there's any rumors here. Nothing out there yet for number 3.
What was the tweet from Schultz?
He just put out I don't know. Maybe that was David Bailey, I guess. Maybe he's been on that. Or maybe it's something coming up here for 3. Who knows?
All right. Looks like the pick is in for the Cards.
Tom Pelissero, as one NFC executive said recently, if the Jets don't take Bailey, they're out of their effing minds. They should fire themselves. All right.
Well, who are your top 3 prospects for the Eagles?
So my Eagles big board, I put aside kind of guys who I think are probably going to go ahead of us as trade up options. Downs, Lemon, Malinoa, Fano, Ioane. If any of those fall, maybe you look into trading up into the mid teens. But Max Ihanachour, Monroe Freeling, and Caleb Lomu would probably be my 3 favorite. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I would be pumped about. Safety from Toledo. Jordan Tyson is next on the list, but at this point, I think he's not even realistic. So I wouldn't really trade up for him. Dylan Thieneman, number 6, I'd be fine with.
Love it.
And then it drops off. KC, Denzel, Boston, Omar Cooper, I'd be okay with any of them. Blake Miller, I'd be fine with that. Chase Basantis, I'd be fine with that. Besides that, that's pretty much it. Those are pretty much the acceptable names to me. But the pick is in at number 3, and the Cardinals go with Jeremiah Love, my guy from Notre Dame. And I was trying to decide which was more of a nightmare for my guy to go to Arizona or Tennessee, which place he'd have a better chance to succeed. I think I can buy in at least that Arizona might have a long-term future. Like, you just made a new hire, an offensive-minded guy. You don't have a quarterback in place, so that's kind of up in the air. Whereas Cam Ward, I'm kind of out on Cam Ward. It'll be interesting to see what Arizona does eventually at quarterback. But Tennessee, I didn't see any long-term upside. With Arizona, I can at least close my eyes and see what the plan could be. And people are going to clown Arizona here because they didn't take a premier position and they're the number 3 pick. But this is the best player in the draft, in my opinion. And if you're Arizona, you're so devoid of elite talent. I don't mind it. I said that this was a pick that I didn't really envy Arizona and Monty Ossenfort to have to make, because it does feel like ideally they would have landed in a spot where there was an offensive tackle. If it was a normal draft where there's a top 5 level offensive tackle that they could pick, that's what Arizona would have done, I think. But when you go through Malinoa, Fano, a couple of these guys, I don't think that they're good enough to be at 3. There was rumors they tried to move down. But if you're not able to move down, take the best player in the draft. And in my opinion, that is Jeremiah Love. I'm obviously biased as a Notre Dame fan. He's the best player of my lifetime to ever play for Notre Dame. And I think that's going to stay for a long time. I think he's a special talent, a generational running back prospect. Like, people said that about Bijan, I pushed back. People said that about other players in the past, I pushed back. The last 2 years, I think there's been a special running back prospect in each year with Genty and Love. I know Genty's rookie year didn't go great, but I do expect great things from him going forward. And Love, maybe he does the same thing in such a terrible situation. Maybe it will be a rough rookie year. That's kind of a learning curve situation in such a bad spot. But I think there's also a chance he comes into the league and he's just immediately a top 5 to 7 running back, because when you combine his ability to go through people with his ability to run around people and hit the home run, I mean, it's hard to think about anybody other than Saquon Barkley when you're trying to make a comp for him.
Yeah, I've as someone who's watched not as much as you, but I watched several Notre Dame games. The guy that always popped off on the screen, if it was defense, it was Xavier Watts. But if it was offense, it felt like Jeremiah Love. Even 2 years ago, Jeremiah
Yeah.
Love was always electric, whether it was hurdling guys or big runs or making guys miss. He's one of the biggest home run threats in this draft, arguably the best. Twitch, speed, has everything you're looking for in a modern NFL running back. Elite contact balance, great vision, great power and burst, can make plays as a receiver. That true 3-down weapon that Mark was alluding to, natural receiving ability, his change of direction and agility and footwork are just top notch. Full bell cow at the next level. Needs to get better as a pass protector, I think. Needs to improve at identifying blitzers. But man, like I think this is the best non-quarterback, uh, the 1B for me next to Caleb Downs in this draft, and it's just a home run pick. I love this pick.
Yeah, it's hard not to. It's also, as someone who, as a Notre Dame fan, I'm obviously more in tune on the Notre Dame guys than everybody else on the board. He's just, everything you'd want in like an elite player. He's a great, great dude. And Marcus Freeman can't say enough good things about him. And he was, for those who don't know, Jadarian Price is probably going to be the second running back drafted in this draft. He also went to Notre Dame. And there were times where Jeremiah Love would go off for like a 75-yard run to like the 3-yard line, and Notre Dame, he would basically ask to come out so Jadarian Price could come in and get the touchdowns. Like everybody talked about what a great teammate both of them were to each other, and Jeremiah is he's a special kid. On the spectrum for those out there who have autism in their lives, it's pretty cool I think to see Jeremiah Love go number 3 on the board as someone who's admitted came out on College Game Day and talked about being on the spectrum and kind of how figuring that out got his athletic career on track back in middle school or high school. So really cool story for Jeremiah Love.
All right. What do you like about his fit with the Cardinals?
I like that he's a good player and that the Cardinals need good players. There's no fit. There's no fit because the team sucks so much that it's just like, at least it's something. I mean, you have Michael Wilson out wide. You have Trey McBride at tight end. And now you also have Marvin Harrison Jr. if you have any hope in him long term. And now you add Jeremiah Love. You have a great group of weapons. Now, in my opinion, what they shouldn't do is they shouldn't go trade up in the first round to get Ty Simpson or do that at the top of the second round. Chill out for a year. Let Jacoby Brissett quarterback, maybe pick someone else up in the third or fourth round, whatever. But there's no need to go draft Ty Simpson and put this into hyperdrive. Let it play out for this year, and next year you'll be a desirable landing spot with those receivers, with Trey McBride, with Jeremiah Love, for a quarterback who, if there's any free agent quarterbacks or you're able to move up in the draft or go get your guy next year. Supposed to be a great quarterback draft. Whereas if he went to Tennessee, I think he might be stuck with Cam Ward for a long time. And I think that's a disaster waiting to happen over the next couple of years, in my opinion. But so I'm happy he went number 3 to Arizona. And I think Tennessee made the best possible pick for themselves at number 4.
The pick is in. Did they make the selection yet?
They did. The number 3 pick or the number 4 pick to the Tennessee Titans is Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Carnell
I love
Tate.
It.
Yeah, I just talk about being low on Cam Ward. There is no way that the Titans could have made this pick for anyone but an offensive weapon to help out Cam Ward. If you make that pick last year at number 1, making Cam Ward your guy, and you have no talent around him, you can't go into the second year and add nothing. and they've added nothing so far in free agency, really, in terms of the weapons group. So Carnell Tate, my wide receiver 1 in this class. Was he wide receiver 1 for you as well?
He was, yes, sir.
I think they made a great call. Here's my number 3 player in the entire draft class.
Love Carnell Tate. Like you said, I think he was in my top 10, no questions asked. I have to see where I had him. Carnell Tate, where are you? He's way too far down on this big board. Oh, there he is. I have number 7. Really solid prospect. In terms of X receiver, I would have loved to see him go to the Birds, but that was obviously never going to happen. Not the most fastest, not the most agile, but he's solid. He had a 1.61 10-yard split, which is really good. He's a guy that wins with bursts off the line of scrimmage rather than elite downfield speed. He's also one of the best run blockers in this class. You love wide receivers that love to get down and dirty and physical. And Carnell Tate is kind of that dude, and like kind of a sweet moment with Jeremiah Love. But Carnell Tate's mother was tragically killed in a shooting in Chicago. And every time he scores a touchdown, the dude blows a kiss towards the sky to honor his mother. Just awesome. A guy you want to root for. Great separator. He has twitch. Reminds me a little bit of Devontae Smith with his fluidness and ability to just put defensive backs in a blender. Obviously, the negatives are he never really lined up against opponents' best corners due to sharing the field with Jeremiah Smith. And can he maintain that same level of play against NFL CB1s at the next level? I think there are some questions about his ceiling as a true number 1 receiver at the next level. I believe he is a true number 1 wide receiver. So love this pick.
Giants pick is out before they even move on TV from the Carnell Tate.
Downs?
No. Arvell Reese to the New York Giants. Build the whole plane out of pass rushers. The Giants think the next pass rusher is the one who's going to fix it. The next pass rusher is the one who's going to fix the Giants. That's what it is. It's so funny that the Giants are I'm making fun of them. Arvell Reese is my number 4 available guy. I think he's a great player. He might even be the best player on the board if you're not willing to say to take Caleb Downs. Oh, Browns and Chiefs are deep in talks to send KC up to the number 6 pick from number 9.
Is that Downs? They need defensive backs, right?
There's a lot of or Sonny Styles.
Ooh. Keep Sonny Styles out of the NFCs. I'd be very happy with that.
But then there was rumors that Andy Reid's apparently obsessed with fixing the O-line.
Okay.
Ryan Reese has Riverside open in other tabs.
What's up, Ryan?
I do.
Oh, never mind. I thought it wasn't letting you in. There it goes. I got an error message, so I was like, "Let's get Ryan."
Yeah, it does say that for me right now, and I don't know.
No, you're fine. You're in here. You're totally good. The
Cool.
trade is in. The trade is official. The Chiefs are trading with the Browns to acquire the 6th pick.
Boy.
All right.
There's rumors they were going to move up to 3. They didn't have to do that because a lot of these defensive guys they would have wanted, I think, fell down the board. But Ryan, any take on the top 5? How it's went so far?
So I'm a little behind. Who went 5?
Arvell Reese to the
Giants. Just building up their edge rushers. They're going to have a whole D-line of edge rushers.
Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, I get it. Best player available, easy choice for them. But man, what are they? They got to be trading somebody, right? I mean, Thibodeau's got to be gone, right?
I think Thibodeau's gone.
One would think.
Yeah. But yeah, I was a little shocked about Arizona. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, how many running backs do they need? They re-signed James Conner. They signed Algier. They still have Trey Benson. Like, what are we doing?
I think in the first round, you always go best player available, period. And
I mean, I
think
agree with
Love
you.
is like head and shoulders. Him and Downs are the best.
I get it. I get it. Best player available, but like when you have like
I think the
3 or 4
Giants just did the
options,
same thing.
you have 3 or 4 options of like, hey, these guys are all in the tier. Let's go get something that's at least helpful for us. Like, what are they doing? They don't have a quarterback.
I don't know, man.
They don't have. They have one good offensive lineman.
Looks like Arvell Reese is going to the New York Giants.
The only way I'll accept this a little bit is if they think, and this is even stupider though, because I don't think this, if they think Arvell Reese is a linebacker. Or if they're going to at least play him hybrid and that's going to be part of his role, because they are terrible at linebacker. It might be their biggest need, but I think he's an edge.
Yeah, I do think his best position is at an edge. I think he's got potential as a linebacker, but we don't know. That's a total crapshoot. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I like Arvell Reese. He's been one of the best stories in 2025. His versatility is off the charts. I mean, he's a guy that can play all over the place, whether you need him on the outside, drop him in a zone blitz, put him at edge. He's only 20 years old. He's still trying to figure it out. And I think the Giants just said, hey, we're going to pair him with Abdul Carter and make Jalen Hurts' life miserable.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
The pick is in. I'm shocked they traded up to do this.
The pick is in for KC?
Yeah.
Or Giants?
KC.
Oh, man, you're ahead of me.
What are they doing? Offensive lineman?
They traded up for Mansour Delane.
Oh, good pick.
Who we all love. But was he going to go 7 or 8? I guess that means they think Washington or New Orleans was going to take him.
I guess, yeah. That's wild.
I know a Chiefs fan who is going to blow a gasket at this. He was miserable at the idea of taking Delane at 9. So they just traded up. Yeah, he really wants his whole thing is that the Chiefs don't draft this high in the draft. So you just rarely get this opportunity at an edge or a wide receiver is his point. I think he really wanted Bain here. I get it. But also, like we talked about, this draft isn't normal drafts. Like the number 9 pick in this draft is like the number 17 pick in the normal draft. So just take the best player. And I think Mansour Delane very well could be the best player on the board. I would prefer Downs, but I think that a corner was a bigger need for the Chiefs. Then
I mean, they did just trade McDuffie, so it's like as a fan, I'd be like, "Well, what are we doing? We just traded a guy, now we drafted a guy." Like, I mean, I get it with the money and yada yada yada, but it just seems a little silly.
Yeah, Mansour Delane's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah,
I liked him a few years ago. Then he went back and transferred and had just even more elite production. Just an elite man corner, dominated the SEC after Virginia Tech. This is one of the stickiest corners in the draft. Has all the speed to keep up with burners vertically. He's a read and react athlete. Dominates at the catch point. He can flip his hips on a whim. High football IQ. He can play zone effectively. He needs to add more strength and size to his frame, I think, a little bit. Needs to get a little stronger. And if he improves his technique at the next level, man, I think he's got CB1 written all over, man. Love Mansour Delane.
Yeah.
I love this pick. I think it's a great pick.
He's an absolute stud.
I love it. The only pick I would have preferred more is Downs, but again, like corner was such a big need for KC. I think this might be the right pick. Actually, now that I think every team, the Giants is so hard because like I love Arvell Reese, and if you're the Giants, there's part of me that thinks like you stink, so just take the best player who might have the highest upside. But like you just can't. They keep taking edge rushers, like, and they traded for Brian Burns, and they like. It's just at a certain point you have to address other spots on the roster. I would think, but man, I do like pretty much what every team has done.
I'm going to go through and highlight who's gone so far.
Cheers,
I
gentlemen.
cannot wait to see.
Here's Ryan.
I am stunned by how behind the team is.
I
What
mean,
else?
mine still says the Browns are on the clock. So,
Mine still says the Giants. Are you on ESPN?
no, I'm on ABC, I guess.
I've got
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Giants.
I have NFL Network on. It's still the Giants.
I still have the
Yeah, I
Giants.
mean, it just changed.
Like Arvell's walking to the podium.
Now it says Chiefs on the clock.
Anything with Washington yet out there?
So you're on NFL Network.
Yeah, stay on ESPN though. Maybe it's better for us to have different
Yeah,
different streams going.
It's funny. I can actually somehow, because I have YouTube TV, I can somehow set up ABC, ESPN, NFL Network, all in like a quad box of just draft coverage.
All right, so Casey's going Delane. That means the Commanders are on the clock. Do they go Styles? Do they go Downs? Where?
I mean, the fact that they got Styles or Downs to go get.
Allegedly, they love Makai Lemon.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love that. I would love that. I'm not.
I know you're out on Makai Dives.
I don't like him.
I love him. He's my number 6 player.
I saw an interview with him, and I'm like, nope.
He's a weird guy. I don't really mind that. Receivers are weirdos.
You're what? You're out on who? With Lemon?
Yep.
Tate went to Tennessee, right?
Yes. Or yeah. Carnell Tate 4 to Tennessee.
Love that for me.
Same.
As a Cam Ward fantasy owner.
Yeah, no. I was just saying. I don't care. Even if you thought that there was a defensive player slightly to a good amount better than whoever the best offensive weapon was on the board, it would have been malpractice for Tennessee to not do something to help Cam Ward. Because I'm not a Cam Ward guy. I wasn't a fan of him as a prospect. But even I said going into last year, I was like, I'm not going to take anything away from this rookie year because I can't remember a situation ever being worse for a rookie quarterback than what that was for Cam. They had nothing around him in any department.
Yeah, they had one wide receiver, and he just got hurt the whole year. So it was awful.
The pick is in. The pick is in. Number 7, the Washington Commanders take Sonny Styles.
No.
I love him. I'm not so you're not a Lemon guy. I'm not a Sonny Styles guy.
Sure.
I am stunned by the way people have just accepted him as like a top 5 pick. And I guess 7's a little different. And I don't hate him. I have him, I guess, 17, I think. So I still, for me to have a linebacker 17, I have to think they're a really good player. But in terms of the production profile, I don't think he has the production profile to be a linebacker that breaks the mold to go this high. Now, he's incredibly traitsy. He's incredibly athletic, like a historic athlete. But when I watched the film for him, he wasn't so impactful that it just like jumped off the screen to me constantly in the way that someone on his same defense, Caleb Downs, felt to me. It felt like Caleb Downs was constantly jumping off the screen. Arvell Reese was constantly jumping off the screen. And to me, I just didn't think Styles was impactful enough for me to be all in on a linebacker this high in the draft. And my biggest thing that I've talked about with Shane, Devin Lloyd, right? Devin Lloyd is a guy who we all loved years ago in the draft process, who I think has more than lived up to that draft billing. He made the All-Pro team last year, and he's 27 years old. And he hit free agency this year because the Jags didn't even want to franchise tag him at top 5 linebacker money. He only got 3 years, $45 million from the Carolina Panthers. So if we're saying Devin Lloyd's, I mean, he's All-Pro last year, he's probably like a top 5 linebacker. He's not a top 2 guy, but he's probably a top 5 linebacker. And that guy hit free agency and got less money than like an average starting guard gets. Like there's something about the value of that position. If Sonny Styles turns out to be an All-Pro, that's a great outcome. Like there's most likely he won't make an All-Pro team just for any player. That's how that goes. And if he does, there's a chance I know everybody wants to do the Fred Warner thing. I see more Devin Lloyd, which I really like Devin Lloyd. But I think knowing what I know now, I don't think I would even take Devin Lloyd like 7th overall necessarily. I think my take on linebackers going forward is I don't want to draft them high. I want to wait until one hits free agency and just give them 3 years, $45 million. If I know that they made an All-Pro team last year, I'd rather just pay $15 million a year for top of the line production, and I'm not having to hope that that guy can transfer from college to the NFL. So it's actually less of a Sonny Styles thing and more of kind of me with linebackers drafting them high in the draft.
No, I mean you're right. You make a great point. The positional value. Clearly, I was shocked. I saw Devin Lloyd out there. I'm like, why is there not like a bidding war for this guy? And there wasn't. There was nothing. And you're right. He got $45 million, 3 years. That's nothing for the linebacker of his quality. Again, positional value is just in the toilet. And you're right. It's weird that you would draft a linebacker this high, knowing that information.
And just to piggyback off of what Mark said, like this guy's a lot of projection, just like Reese. Very like he's still learning the position. He's a former defensive back, elite athleticism. We all know how much he dominated the combine. 4.46 40-yard dash, 43.5-inch vert, 11.2 broad jump at like 6'4", 240 plus pounds. That's insane. His vertical jump was the highest of any 240 plus pound linebacker since 2003. He also doesn't have any major injury history, but man, he's just so raw, so raw. But when you look at like his, in theory, potential in the NFL with his ability to cover at like a defensive back, to trigger downhill, elite closing burst, he does project as like one of the few chess pieces at the position.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. I like him quite a bit.
And the number 8 pick is in for the New Orleans Saints. This thing is moving, and I love it.
Let's go. I love it.
I know. This is great.
By the way,
old heads.
Just for people out there, this is an appetizer for tomorrow. I know my guys Dibes and Ryan. We're more excited about tomorrow, right, than today. The 23rd pick is fun and all.
Right. But I don't know what it is.
98, that's serious business.
Right. I don't know what it is, but I swear to God, I fall in love with like half of the second and third rounders. Like I want them all. If I was Eagles, I would trade back and I'd get like 4 second rounders and just go nuts and just pick all my guys. Like I don't know what it is about this second and third round. I love them.
That's how it was the last few years, where like I constantly traded back and just loaded up on
right.
I'm not the same this year. This year I have my guys on day 2. I don't like a lot of them. I'll be honest. I'm
really
out.
I mean, I like certainly less than normal, but you're right.
I like the interior offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Dunker,
Rutledge.
I think Rutledge might go tonight.
I love Rutledge. I think he's
wow.
Rutledge.
Santos, yeah, that's I'm telling you, like I would love to get one of those dudes in the second round.
Look how high I am on Dunker.
I mean,
like I love all those guys.
Day 2, a lot of talk about this draft and how bad it is, and I agree with that. The worst draft I've covered in the time we've been doing this since 2020. But I think that's really about the top end talent. I have 41st and second round grades. I have 43rd round grades. So I do think there is value to be had there in that third round. I think that I think the meat and potatoes of this third round of this draft might be the third round.
I don't think there's any difference. I don't think there's any difference between players in like late teens to like or mid to late teens to like day 2. Like it's all based on scheme and how you're going to use them.
Oh, by the way, I didn't announce it. The number 8 pick, the New Orleans Saints selected Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State.
All right, so he's off the Eagles board.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had heard a rumor that the Giants were in love with Tyson.
Yeah, people thought he might go 5. I wonder if he would have if Arvell Reese went 2.
It's very possible. I mean, they had to go grab that, but yeah, listen, I like that. Have a running mate for Olave. Obviously, now they just need a quarterback, but they seem to be okay with letting
Oh no, Shuck's the guy.
Shuck,
No,
you
Shuck's the
think?
guy. He was.
You think they're
I
just
was
like,
stunned.
let's not even worry about quarterback?
No, he's the guy.
Wow.
He was stunningly good last year down the stretch.
He was.
I'm all in. I think the Saints are going to win the
Do
division.
you think this is
year.
like a Brock Purdy situation of like late rounder kind of guy taking over?
So, did he go in the second or the third? Like he ended up actually. I think he went in the third. I could be wrong there. But he had some buzz last year. Like McShay was all in on him. I hated him. I didn't see it at all. But once I saw him out on the NFL field, I ended up betting them like every week. Towards the end of the year, it became a bit in the one group chat I'm in that I talk football in. I love this kid. He's got moxie.
Oh wow, he was 40th overall.
Yeah, I thought he went a little higher than we.
Wow, why do I not remember that? Maybe it was just
everybody was so focused on Shedeur.
Or maybe I was just still riding high from frickin' Campbell.
But yeah, number 8, Jordan Tyson. Where are you guys at on Jordan Tyson?
I love Jordan Tyson. He's my number 1 wide receiver, number 2 wide receiver after Carnell Tate. I think he's an absolute beast. I think he's got some of the best body control in the class. He's an elite route runner. Makes defenders look silly at the line of scrimmage. He's just elite when it comes to his route running, and he was the wild card for me with the Philadelphia Eagles. If he fell a little bit, I would have loved to see Howie's response to that, because I do like his fit with the Eagles. But man, that injury history, I mean, that was like the topic over the last several weeks. There was people that didn't even have him on their big board because of it, and look at him go. Number 8 to the New Orleans Saints. It all meant nothing.
He was my number 3 wide receiver, my number 16 player. It's funny because I feel like he's a very polarizing guy. They're like you said, people took him off their big board, and even just beyond the injury concerns, I think there's people out there who kind of they just see he's one of these like route runnery guys who maybe doesn't have a lot else. I disagree there. I really like Jordan Tyson, but it's funny that I'm kind of like I'm like a centrist on Jordan Tyson. I'm very in the middle. I'm very like I see both sides of the argument, but you add him to the New Orleans offense there with Chris Olave. I do like helping Shuck out there as a young QB. So in terms of the top players available on our board, let me filter just for blanks here.
I would just like to state while you're doing that I along with Dives, was highest on Jordan Tyson, and I think that should count for my list of high and lows. I need all I can get.
Ryan, for those out there, we'll tweet out the guide going into tomorrow without the players from day 1 on it to give people an idea for day 2 for a day 2 guide. Ryan, we put green on whoever's highest on a player or red on whoever's lowest on a player. And Ryan never ends up with green. As you see on the top of the board.
Nothing in that picture under me.
He's always in the middle on everybody. I think there's like 4 players in the entire class.
I look back at the last couple of years, and I had quite a lot more. I had like in the low 20s.
I actually need to, and I'm going to do it tonight. I stopped myself when I got to like 52 or 53 on the average consensus. I didn't go through some of the day 2,
so
day 3
what
guys.
You're saying is I should have a couple more.
Because our friend David was a little later on getting the ranks in, so I didn't want to assume rankings for him.
Sure.
So
David said he has an engagement and he's trying to join shortly.
Okay,
got it.
Nice.
Well, we still got. I mean, it's been it's been an hour. We've hit 8 picks. He's probably got. We're probably picking at like 11.
Yeah. I would also just like to say, and I'm not personally sponsored by them, but have you all ever had this Super Light?
Dude, I tried to find it. I went to the store and I didn't find it. So I went with a Dogfish Head vodka beer. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's good. So this is from like Stateside, and it tastes exactly like Gatorade. Like scary. The lemon lime and the fruit punch are dead ringers for Gatorade. I could get in trouble with with these. I'm not gonna lie.
Number 9 pick is in.
So
I'm
that's
starting to get worried.
Cleveland. So where does Cleveland go? Do they go offensive line?
They do, and they go with Spencer Fano.
Whoa.
That's a good pick.
Okay.
Good
Did
pick.
not expect him to
Makes
be the
me
first
upset because there were rumors out there that they love Caden Proctor, and I was hoping he would take that problem off my hands. And that's not the case. I am terrified. That's my only, just so people know, the only way I'm upset tonight is if the Eagles take Caden Proctor. Pretty much any other realistic scenario.
Yeah, damn. You have
Fine,
81. Holy.
I'm out. I wouldn't take him in the first 3 rounds. I'm totally out. But Spencer Fano is my number 2 offensive lineman. And honestly, 1 through 3, I have Maui Noah, Fano, Ioane. There's no separation. Like you could, any given day, I could jumble those differently, different schemes. I'm sure would value different players differently out of that. And yeah, it would be total personal preference. And Fano, I actually think that, you know, the 3rd percentile arm length is tough. So there is a lot of people think he's moving inside. I think he's got a chance to stick outside.
I love him. I'm surprised I had him at 12 on my big board because I would have truly thought he was in my top 10. I think he's a great prospect. I do think he'll be guard at the next level. And
I think that's what's going to happen. I think the league has decided that.
Yeah. I mean, his RAS score was elite. He's got amazing technique, great change of direction ability, quick feet. And I just think he's going to be an all-pro for a long time. He's an elite zone run blocker, great burst, good size. He's only allowed just 1 sack the last 1,100 plus snaps, and just a terrific athlete. He's a former basketball player, and the traits are just hard to ignore. I think he's going to be an all-pro very, very soon. This is a great pick.
It's people are really stunned that the Chiefs traded up there for Delane. Like I said, I guess they would have had to think Washington or New Orleans was making that pick. What's good?
All right. Well, who did the Saints go with?
The Saints took Jordan Tyson. Saints took Tyson at 8. Browns took Fano at 9. The Giants are sticking and picking. They are not moving.
Please not be Caleb Downs.
It's going to be Caleb Downs.
I will be.
How is Caleb Downs getting out of the top 10? That would be insane. If that's the case, Eagles move up. Do it. Seriously.
If he falls into the mid-teens, I would do it.
Who, Downs?
I would do it at 11.
Yeah, I think Downs is the only guy in the draft. I'm like, let's trade up.
Easily. I mean, he's 1 or 2 on all of our big boards.
Yeah, he's 2 for me.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be another like Kyle Hamilton situation where he falls to the Eagles and they don't do it?
Yeah. And then we draft Caden Proctor.
Oh.
Sorry to bring up that memory.
The funniest thing about that is I like Jordan Davis much more than I like Caden Proctor.
They grabbed the no tackle. So Caleb Downs is on the board.
Wait, what?
Giants picked Miami tackle.
Francis
Maui Noah went to the Giants?
Maui Noah to the Giants. Damn.
I love that very much. I'm good with that.
You are?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not a big Maui Noah fan.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
I think he's good, but I'm not.
Do you think there's bust potential?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, let's hope so, right?
All right,
so what does Miami need? Do they need a safety?
Man, he was down on my tackle rankings too. Maui Noah, man. He's a dog. No one's debating that. He's got great anchor, plays with good motor, has solid arm length. He's durable. He did not miss a single game over the last 3 years at right tackle for the Hurricanes. He did have some injuries, but it didn't mess him up to miss some games. But he always struggled against the speedier, more athletic edge rushers. I think he's going to probably also move to guard at the next level sooner rather than later. So I'm thrilled they didn't take Caleb Downs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's there is a team picking 12th.
Yeah, that's also very scary.
That'd be a problem.
That's why you go up to 11 and grab them. Oh my God, that would be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that would not be good. But they're going Sadiq, right? Just screams Dallas Cowboys.
Nah, they'll do something weird. I mean, that is pretty weird. But...
They definitely need defensive back though.
So I basically had a list of I did my top 5, but I included an honorable mention of dudes that I would absolutely freak out if we drafted. And Tyson was on there because I feel like he would have been a nice fit. But I still got Vega. I still got Jermod McCoy, Freeling, Thieneman, and I'd be good with Sadiq at 23.
I would not.
I'm yelling at people who are anti-spoiler in a group chat I'm in. It's just like the Browns have not picked yet, and we're 2 picks behind on TV. We're waiting for the 11th pick at this point. We have been for 5 minutes. We don't even know on TV who the Browns have picked at 9.
Right.
I'm supposed to not look on Twitter and look at my phone and look at spoilers so I can watch the Verizon commercial and then I can watch the McDonald's commercial after it. Whatever. The anti-spoiler people are more annoying than the actual spoilers themselves. I will live on that hill forever.
I gotta tell you, you're absolutely right. But the TV's got to do a better job, and Twitter's got to do a better job of because I get the pop-ups, because I follow everybody and their mother who does anything sports related. So I'm always getting the damn pop-ups. It's rough.
I can't believe Ruben Bain's still on the board.
Right? I mean, I can't believe Downs is.
Man. Eagles are on the board here. I can see them on the bottom.
On the board. What do you do? What are you doing?
That's a lot of picks. Yeah,
not the board. You know what I mean?
Why would you say it like that?
The ticker. You know what I mean?
You were about to say as if the Eagles are on the clock, and I was about to.
I would be the last person to know that.
What's up, fellas?
What up, David?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
So what's y'all's biggest surprise? Caleb Downs still on the board at 11?
Yeah,
it's one of them. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm saying let's move up to 11 before Dallas can get a shot.
Who's on board with that?
To trade up for Caleb Downs?
Yeah, I'm in just to get Dallas not to take him, I guess.
Dallas will go with some random cornerback.
Well, right, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, just some random offensive lineman that nobody's ever heard of. He
Jalen
was
Kilgore.
projected
to
in the
Dallas.
4th round, but Dallas saw something in him.
Man, you're right, Mark. They are so behind on these picks. Oh my god.
Yeah,
The
right now it
most-
says Giants pick is in.
The Giants, they selected Francis Mayoga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we that we've had that. No Dolphins news yet, right?
No.
news that I've seen. Cowboys trade up to 11. What?
Really?
They move one spot.
Apparently, and I guarantee you, I know who it is.
Man, please
Damn
not
it.
be Downs.
Anybody but Downs.
I thought he would go to the Commanders at 6 or 7. So
Yeah,
this is
same.
even worse.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting good value. Yep, Cowboys are officially moved up.
What'd y'all think of the Andy Reid move for Mansour Delane? That was the most Andy-ish move, I think, of the draft. As soon as he did the trade, I knew that's who was going off the board there.
I liked it.
Man,
I'm a big Mansour Deline guy. I think he's in my top 5.
I think he was in all our top 5, wasn't he?
He was number 5 for all 4 of us. Exactly.
Yeah,
number
that's
5.
insane.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we've ever had a player besides like a number 1 guy where
Right.
all 4 of us are exactly.
Right.
That's pretty insane.
That is crazy.
The Cowboys now on the clock.
Oh god. So the TV is starting to catch up a little bit with
It's,
the
oh shit.
selections. Is
The
it Downs?
Cowboys select Caleb Downs.
That's a problem. That's the best pick of the draft so far.
Jerry wanted him bad too. That sucks.
Yeah. Good
They
stuff.
gave up 12, 177, and 180.
That's
more
it?
than worth it.
Oh, it was because it was one spot.
Yeah, it's just one spot, but I mean, were they really afraid that Miami was going to grab him?
They probably didn't want anybody else trading up for him.
Yeah, like the Eagles should have. Damn. Dude, the NFC East just got a whole lot better, man.
That was my fear of this draft.
I know, because you think about it. You have 5 picks for the other 3 teams in the top 20.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, Caleb Downs, man, he's a special player.
Uh,
One of the most well-rounded players, like Jeremiah Love. I can't believe the Dallas Cowboys got him. He's, Downs is not a monster physically, but I think he does everything you're looking for in terms of coverage, in terms of run defense. It looks like a linebacker at times. Elite pedigree as a prospect, dominated from the jump in college. And he's just like great to elite in so many areas. He's elite when it comes to versatility. He can play both safety spots. He can cover the slot. He's got a ton of experience in all of those and just has high IQ, plays a physical brand of football, understands angles. I think the Dallas Cowboys just won this draft so far after the first hour. So, and on that one, I'm going to make a drink. I'll be back.
I had him as the highest rated player in this draft. I think almost all of us had him in our top 2.
yeah, no, we did. It was either 1 or 2.
I am
Yeah, I mean,
furious.
He could be an all-pro very early in his career.
Yeah, he's one of 2 blue chip guys for me in this draft. So, yeah, that is an insane value. The Cowboys
Love the
drafting
other,
him
I'm
going
guessing.
nuts.
Yeah.
Was Jeremiah Love your other?
Oh yeah. Jeremiah Love was my other blue chipper. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seeing the TV has caught up though now.
Yeah, it's getting there. I still have the pick is in for the Cowboys, but
So we are waiting on the number 12 pick now, which is Miami trading down a spot.
Where do you guys reasonably think the Eagles could come up if they're trying to make a move?
I don't think it starts until like
15.
I was
That's
gonna
kind
say
of where I'm at.
I was
15 to
gonna say
18.
I was gonna say 16, 17, but yeah.
Well, I feel like Vega and or Sadiq is a great possibility for the Ravens at 14.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they don't go Vega.
Same. But for some reason they don't. That's why you go 15. Vega's still on the board. Move up and grab him. I'm okay with that.
My guy is Monroe Freeling. I don't know if y'all have already mentioned him, but I would jump up to 17 in a minute to try to get him.
I don't think Downs is really the only guy I was willing to trade up for. I think. I think there's enough alignment there for me that I like that I'd be fine willing to stick and pick at 23. Maybe we get closer and that'll change though. Let's see if anybody falls and I'm
Like if they do a little run, yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I have I'm pretty high on all the alignment besides Proctor, so
I'm the same. I'm not big on him either. I don't know why. Just the size, the mauling. I don't know. I just kind of out on him.
the
But
Saban quotes today were scary about Proctor. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys saw them, but that's the worst quotes I've ever seen a coach talk about their player, basically saying he wasn't like personally motivated, not a self-starter.
Right.
He might get overweight if he's not in your camp, but he'll do what you tell him to do. Like it was like he was trying to say like he bought in and you know he lost the weight and we improved him, all that stuff, but it felt like he was saying a lot of negatives to get around to a positive. Like
yeah, I do agree with you that Downs. I would have given up 23 and 54 to move up. They probably would have took it, but yeah, that would have been the move for me. And who knows, with the leaked report earlier, they might not even have pick 68 or whatever. They may have already dealt that to the Vikings for Jonathan Grenard.
Yeah. What? So 68 is what, our second rounder? No. So third rounder, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be all right with that. I think Grenard comes in and just instantly adds a lot of talent to that room, and they need it. And you're not going to get that in the third round. So, at least
the sad thing is Dallas still has pick 20.
I know. Right?
I would have thought they'd have had to move that in order to get Caleb Downs. Now they freaking got him and still have pick 20.
Yep.
So this is the area of the draft right here. These next like handful of picks that makes me really nervous about like offensive tackles. I feel like there's going to be a huge run coming very soon.
The Dolphins pick is in.
It's a shame I instantly have to hate Caleb Downs now.
We all had to do that a couple years ago too. I don't remember who they drafted. We all liked him, and we were, well, that's over.
It was Washington with Mike Sainristil.
Oh my goodness!
At least for me, I loved Mikey Sainristil.
I don't know who the Dolphins took, but I know who the Rams took.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
what?
Really?
Yeah.
What the the Rams take?
Per Jay Glazer.
Whoa.
Ty Simpson.
Who?
Shut your face.
Per Jay Glazer, they took Ty Simpson.
That is hilarious. That was the kind of awful pick I was really hoping for the Cowboys.
Oh
The
my
Rams-
God.
The Rams took Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
I don't know who Dolphins took, but
Yeah, I don't see the Dolphins either, but I see that now with the Rams. Jesus. Oh, that is so unfortunate and hilarious.
Yeah, that's the worst pick. There won't be any competition for that.
Never know.
That's the worst pick of the draft. No one's topping that. I don't have him in my top 100. I cannot even fathom that just happened. But it's like, it sucks because it sucks because now it's McVay, and this guy who I've crapped on and said he's been horrible and has no chance to be good. He's going to the best possible situation to ever be good. So he's going to make me look like an idiot. Whatever.
Miami picking yet?
Oh my God.
Who were they scared were going to take him? I mean, the Cardinals, I guess, but good grief.
Cardinal. Dolphins pick is in, apparently.
Yeah, their pick's been in, but it's just not posted anywhere. I saw that they went public with it 2 minutes ago, but
Freaking Cowboys, man. That's just upsetting.
Dimes can't get over it. He had to go get a beer.
I got it.
This was my biggest fear the entire draft.
Mark, you're going to be happy. The Dolphins select Alabama tackle Caden Proctor.
Oh, let's go! I don't have to crash out tonight. No crash outs.
No, it's funny.
Okay. Interesting.
And very interesting. The fact that they didn't go Freeland.
Very interesting.
Clearly the next best.
I know. This is going to be the run of offensive linemen right here. All right. Let's get into Proctor.
Baltimore.
Here, I'll give my Proctor take before you guys all get into him. I think he stinks, and I think he's fat, and I think he's slow, and I have no interest. And normally with a guy like him, I'd say, oh, well, if he can't stick out on an island to tackle, he can move into guard. I don't even think he's quick enough to play guard. I'm out. I think he stinks. He's number 81 on my board. So I just said I hate the number 13 pick more than I hate any draft pick. It's true because I didn't have Simpson in my top 100, but I really hate this number 12 pick as well.
Yeah, this is a reach. This is absolute reach. I never bought into the Proctor hype to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he's got weight problems. I think he's definitely a guard in the NFL, and like his footwork is terrible. His body work or body control and lateral agility is a concern. And I think this is a guy who I watch that gets beat way too often with guys that play with too much power and have too much size. And I'm a little worried about him. So he doesn't play like his weight and size. So definitely a head scratcher.
I have a gift.
I had him number 22. But I don't like his fit with the Eagles.
I have a gift. I don't know how the best way to share this is the best full screen.
My buddy was a big Proctor guy, so he's a little upset that the Eagles aren't going to have a chance.
Really?
That's
yeah,
how
I was shocked. Yeah,
I feel like I escaped.
Yeah,
Proctor
exactly.
prison, the Proctor penitentiary of everybody telling me we were going to pick him at 23. And no matter what, I will like this player we get. I think, even I have Kenyon Sadiq 33. I'm lower than consensus on Kenyon Sadiq. I see the vision. I would understand it. I would get behind it. I'd get there quickly. I'm trying to think who else is a guy who's a little lower on my board that I would understand.
Emmanuel
McNeil-Warren. I have him pretty high. I have him 15. Like Malachi Lawrence. Let's say they fell in love with Malachi Lawrence. I have him 36 or 37. The traits are so insane with Malachi Lawrence that I'd be like, you know what? I get it. You fell in love. I get it in this draft. But yeah, I there was no talking myself in on Caden Proctor.
My favorite part of the draft so far is updating our big board. I did not have him top 100 for Ty Simpson. Mark, you did not have him top 100. David had him 44,
Oh, I
and
put him
Ryan
in
had
there.
him 67. And with an average of 55. Oh, it's great. I feel like that's actually lower than it should be. It should be higher.
I am so happy. I am so.
That's a great. That's a good thing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Proctor Simpson going 12-13 is almost worth Downs going to Dallas for me. It's almost worth it. I'll
I
take
like
the
it.
trade up.
I like it.
But I hear you.
It's like the Flyers winning and sacrificing the Philly season.
Dallas
Apparently
better.
the Eagles have had trade conversations with both the Bucks at 15 and the Jets at 16 about moving up.
Freeling.
Take that for whatever you want.
100% Freeling.
What about Vega? What about Vega?
I would be so happy if we got Vega. I'd take it
I
back.
mean, again, the next pick is Baltimore. If Baltimore doesn't take Vega, go up and get him.
I would be down for that. And you
Dude,
got him for
I
10
feel like
years,
he's going to be.
all-pro.
Yeah, he's an all-pro guard for the next 10 years.
He's always been my guy since the start of this process. And that would be such a great pick. Great pick. Where do I have Vega? Let's check it out. I got Vega number 4.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, you had him super high, right? Yeah, then
he's higher than Linderbaum, and I love Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, I mean, I had him in my top 10, so.
Should we talk Ty Simpson?
I listen, I think Ty Simpson could be a serviceable quarterback in this league, but I just don't see any of those special traits that would make you want to spend a first round pick on him.
He was the biggest surprise of the 2025 season, arguably the biggest winner. He showed a lot of poise, showed a lot of accuracy, is a great processor. He has some tools, including some mobility and escapability. Really good arm strength. He can throw it pretty far. But when it comes to negatives, I don't know if he has the ability to anticipate at the next level. And I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I never liked this quarterback class. And I would have much rather gamble on a day 2 or day 3 guy like Tylen Green or Drew Aller rather than, gambling on a Ty Simpson. But again, I was wrong. I was wrong, dead wrong on Bo Nix. Dead wrong. So, who knows?
Quarterbacks, it's situational.
Where'd David
I
go?
am.
Oh, he just bounced.
So we're still waiting on the number 14 pick here.
You ever have these? Jolly Rancher Heat Wave gummies.
From the same. And
It's
hot
actually really
gummies.
good. It's actually really good.
Chips?
All right. Is Baltimore's pick in yet?
No, I don't see it.
Okay.
No, we're still on screen with the Rams here.
Yeah, we're waiting to make fun of the Rams.
A couple close NBA games going on right now on my other TV. Knicks down 4, 7 minutes to go, and Cavs and Raps tied up at half.
Mark, how surprised were you from that Sixers win?
Stunned. I was moving during it and watching on my phone. And we got home. When did we get home? We got home in the third quarter. And I kept like looking at my wife in the car with my phone or like sitting in the house, like they're going to do it, I guess. Like I kept like, and then it was 91-89, 91-89. And I was like,
They went bang, 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 and broke it open.
Yeah, it was 91-89. And I was like, Boston's gonna win. Like we did all that, and they can't shoot, and now they're all the way back down to. And then Maxey was just like, I'm taking over.
I fell asleep after the first half, and I remember like waking up at like 1 a.m. and like checking the box score, and I was like, "There's like that's not real." So I like restarted my phone. I'm like re-uploaded the ESPN app and checked the score. I was like, "There's no way that's true." I couldn't believe it.
The Ravens will the pick is in. The Ravens will select Vega Ioane.
God damn it. Baltimore just kills you.
Baltimore's always there taking our friggin' guys. Always.
Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore and Pittsburgh always take guys I like. Whether or not it's before us or at like whatever. I always feel like they always take guys I like. Even in the later on in the draft, on day 2 and stuff. I feel like they're always taking guys on higher on the consensus.
Seriously. So annoying.
But Vega, he's my number 3 O lineman. But like I said, very easily could be my number 1. He's my number 11 overall player. Could easily be number 9. I think he's one of the most sure things in the draft class. Pretty much like a picture perfect guard prospect. Just comes down to how much you value interior O line. And I think this is a perfect pick for the Ravens, who should be thanking their lucky stars that instead of trading this pick and next year's pick for Max Crosby, you keep both of those firsts. You draft Vega and you keep next year's first, and you also go out and you pay Trey Hendrickson. So was it scummy? Yeah, but the Ravens helped themselves out a lot by backing out of the Max Crosby trade.
Yeah, he's the best guard in the draft by far, in my opinion. I had number 4. Tons of versatility. You can play. You can use him in a ton of different varieties. Short yardage, lead blocker in space, move him across formations. In the run game, he shows patience. He shows technique. Not a guy that's going to overwhelm defenders, but he just consistently does his job. He's a former rugby and basketball player. He's got a great first step in power. And like you said, Mark, I think he's got an incredibly high floor as a routine all-pro for the next 10 years. This was my favorite pick for the Eagles since like December. So this is a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah. If we're inflating guys who play a non-premier position because of how good they are and maybe the upside along with the floor, it shouldn't have been Sonny Styles who got elevated. It should have been Vega Ioane, in my opinion.
All right, we move on. Here comes the run of offensive linemen, right?
I don't know.
It should.
Again, the Eagles apparently have been talking to 15 and 16 about moving up. So
I really want Freeling. Freeling would be great. Or
what about trading up for Bain?
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
I know the Jonathan Grenard talk, whatever. Let's take that out of it. Move up.
I think Howie's too. I don't think Howie would do it for the outlier arm length.
Yeah,
Howie might take him at 23 if he fell.
He doesn't fit that. He doesn't fit that like Jalix Hunt build that can like drop back into coverage and things like that. Like a little.
Yeah, but damn, he is productive.
I'm trying to pull up my Eagles big board that I put up earlier.
Bain was never on my big board for the Philadelphia.
Yeah, I didn't include him either.
Because like they typically go with like elite athleticism, guys that can be like inside out, and Bain is not an elite athlete. He doesn't have great length and kind of goes against the mold that the Eagles would probably go towards. And I don't think the fit is there quite.
Dives won't like this.
No.
but no, we didn't do anything. This is a suggestion.
Okay.
Man, you're gonna make a grown man cry.
A guy who I would consider trading up for, but more so would just go nuts if he fell to 23. I have Mekhi Lemon as my number 6 player. I think he's very, very Amon-Ra coded. I think there's a chance he turns into a very similar player to Amon-Ra St. Brown in the NFL.
Sure.
I love the way he's able to find soft spots as zones, the tracking skills. I really think he's really good at finishing through contact, stubborn after the catch. I think he's so competitive. He finished 2025 number 1 in first down receptions. So many of his receptions felt important. I understand he's a slot guy, but this is an interesting. If you want to change the offense and you want to go across the middle, you want to do something different than what we've seen. Only 27.8% of Lemon's catches in 2025 came outside the numbers. Now, you could say that makes him a bad fit with our offense. I could say maybe that opens up things for our offense that maybe we haven't been doing. And I know that can A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith go over the middle? Yeah, of course they can. But I do think it's different from the slot.
All right, I want to play this.
I will say it is
Right.
weird. He gave a lot of interviews this whole weekend that people didn't love, apparently. I thought he gave an interview about those interviews that was like
Sure.
he felt like he grew as a person. He wasn't prepared to be in front of people like that, and his PR training was just not there yet. And he felt like he grew a lot as a person from this. And I thought I actually came away overall liking him even better from this whole situation.
I have not seen that, so I'll have to absolutely watch that. But like, this was I literally saw this and I was like, nope. Like, in terms of culture and fit, which we know Howie, uses that as a premium.
NFL player you model your game after or look up to?
I probably say Amon-Ra St. Brown, type of grit he plays with, type of way he can have a positive impact, on the team without the ball in his hands.
All right, there's a better video out there than that. But like,
he's very zesty. I actually think it's more like the Jared McCain situation than like a concern. I think he's just weird. Like
I get what you mean, but yeah, I'm with you, Mark. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
He's like a Cali kid too. Like I think he's just a little off. And I think if any position I'm willing to excuse people being like a little off or a little weird, it's receiver. Like 100%. People are just so many receivers are weirdos. AJ's a weirdo.
Super weird. Yeah, wide receivers and corners, you allow them to be a little weird.
The corners, it's like I almost want them to want to get in fights a little bit. Like with a corner, you have to almost like have that I'm bigger than everybody on the field, even though I'm 5'11" mentality sometimes.
Right. But Buck's pick is apparently in. I don't see
it. It's very funny because there's rumors they loved Mesidor.
Well, they got his teammate.
That's why. Yep. Yeah. There you go. I was curious about that because So by the way, Tampa might be one of the winners of the draft, and I'm not telling you I'm in love with Bain. We all like him though. We all like him more than he just got drafted 15. Dives has him 3. I have him 8. Ryan has him 7. So we're all in. We all think this is a great value. I thought there was a really good chance. Tampa had 2 big needs, in my opinion, in this draft: interior O-line and edge. Those are the 2 things they do not have a plan for going into next year. So I felt like there was a chance you got to 15 and Maui Noah, Fano, and Ioane are all off the board, and Bailey, Arvell, and Bain were all off the board. I thought that was going to happen. So I was actually out there saying I thought Tampa should trade up, but they got the last of those 6. The other 5 of those 6 went. Bain falls to 15, and they get one of the premier edges in the draft class all the way down at 15. Tampa, one of the winners of the draft.
I agree. Big Ruben Bain guy. As you know, Mark, like I've always been a guy with traits at this position, and you could go back to like Trayvon Walker and guys like that I was always really high on, and he eventually went number 1. And Ruben Bain is a guy that you just throw all that out the freaking window and just watch the tape, and he just dominates. He dominates guys with length. He dominates guys that are bigger than him. He dominates better talent, and you just see it. And he's just been consistently one of the best pass rushers in the college game. He's got versatility to play inside and outside, 3-4, 4-3. I think he's a 4-3 guy. Obviously, the concerns is the lack of elite athleticism, the smallish arms. But I think this is an outlier, and that's my take. Love
There's
it.
a lot of Twitter talk of thanking the good Lord for the Dolphins selecting Proctor so that the Eagles don't have to.
I'm so happy, man.
Yeah, you are not alone. There is quite a bit of company in that.
Thank you, Kevin Petula. Kevin Petula made the pick.
That's right. Yeah, good old Miami Petulo.
Wow,
Right,
this
so-
actually, I like this too. The number 16 pick is in, and it's a guy who I'm lower on than consensus, who was a chance that the Eagles would take him at 23. The
Who?
Jets have taken tight end Kenyon Sadiq.
Yes.
From Oregon. He's off the board. I'm
go.
very happy about that. I
Oh
did
wow!
not.
go.
I think
They
you
just
compare
took Mason
Sadiq.
Taylor.
Yeah, that's a terrible pick.
That's a
I
terrible
really
pick.
hate what the Jets have done tonight. You needed to walk out with a receiver with one of those two picks if you're the Jets, and they didn't do it. And Lemon's on the board, and they still didn't do it. It's unbelievable to me. There was rumors out there they loved Omar Cooper. They didn't pull the trigger there either. But yeah, I absolutely hate this pick for the Jets at 16.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy we don't have to have the conversation. More so the conversation if the Eagles were to draft Kenyon Sadiq. But here it is. There's his graphic. Elite traits just never hit elite production, period. His teammate had more yards after the catch. And for a dude that plays in an offense that manufactures more yards after the catch than any team in college, that's a bit of a question mark. I think this guy is simply the most overrated, like, top pick by far. And
He's up there for me too.
I never bought it. I never bought it ever. And this guy continuously was overhyped and overhyped and over. I think, you know what? Good for him. He's going to get a lot of money, and I'm happy for him. But man, I don't buy the hype. I don't buy the name. He's getting by on name alone.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'm
got
with
it.
you.
I got it. I do. But man, I am just so friggin' desperate.
He's the Jaleel Okafor of this year's draft.
Oh, come on now. That's hurtful. He's got a family.
It's just, to me, it's like I had him 33 on my board. I like him as a player. I'm not totally out, but you compare him with top tight ends in recent drafts.
Agreed.
Ballard.
100% is why I'm good with this.
He's so far, not even Bowers. Let's put Bowers aside. Let's even put Tyler Warren aside, who went after Colston Loveland.
Love
But
Tyler.
Loveland, we all thought Warren was a better player and better prospect than Loveland. They both
No
played really
question.
well last year. Like, Kenyon Sadiq's not close to Colston Loveland in
Nope.
terms of as a prospect. Like, I think Loveland is far
Don't forget
superior.
my boy. Don't forget my boy.
Who's
Harold
your
Fannin.
Harold
Oh,
Fannin.
Fannin, yeah, Fannin really stepped up. Fannin played really. There's a couple guys later on in the draft who I think could be this year's Fannin. Tanner Koziol could be
he's
this year's
definitely
Fannin. But yeah, I think Kenyon Sadiq's always going to be a complimentary third option. Don't think he's ever going to be one of your top two options.
Sadiq went 16, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So Detroit is on the clock.
So Bain was 15.
So all right,
Maybe it
so
was
let's
16.
let's talk like top fits for the Philadelphia Eagles. For me, it's Freeling, Ihanachor, Dylan Thieneman, and Keldrick Falk. If they end up with any four of those guys, I am absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, offensive tackle ain't sexy. But yeah, I think those two I'd be all right with. I still feel like Falk. I don't love the value at 23. I get it. I do like him. Obviously, Dylan Thieneman, great. I'm good with that. I'd still be all right with grabbing one of them corners too. I'm just saying. Don't hate me for that.
Ron McCoy would be sneaky sexy.
Right?
Sneaky.
Like, isn't he? He's dealing with like a little bit of injury crap right now, right? And like, all right, so take your time. Take your time. Get healthy. Sit out half the season. What do we care?
We need like a couple of surprise picks here to get really interesting.
Right? Yeah, we need some horrible GMing. We need, you know what we need? We need the GM from the Jaguars in the draft day movie to make some picks.
And get like 3 second-round picks.
Yeah, the rookie GM that nobody knows his first name. Like, what's that guy's name again? Yeah, call him. Let's fleece him.
What's wrong with Callahan?
Yeah, what's wrong with him? Nothing. He's cool.
Oh man. Any news on the Detroit selection?
No, I got nothing.
Is Detroit on the board? Is it?
Detroit 17. Yeah, they're right after.
It's in.
Uh
And he's an Eagles target.
oh.
At 17, the Lions will select Blake Miller.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm good with that.
I'm good.
I
I'm
like
not a
Blake
big
Miller,
Blake
but
Miller
like,
guy.
yeah, I like Blake Miller, but again, I kind of was like, I like other people better, basically.
Wow, I am honestly shocked. Miller went over.
I'm shocked that I have him that high too.
That was 17.
You can see I hate Omar Cooper Jr.
I think Blake Miller.
Wait, what? Oh, you're such a disgusting hater. I can't believe you'd be so low on a guy, Ryan.
I'm like 3 after you. Get out of here. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes when I really like a player in the position, like ahead of a guy, it's hard for me to like, I don't know, like the other guy sometimes. I know that doesn't make any sense, but.
I predicted so long ago that Blake Miller was going to Detroit. I wish I tweeted it. It's only in my stupid group chat. But I've been saying he feels Lionsy ever since I found out he's like the best wrestler in the state he was born in, or like he just felt Lionsy, felt like a kneecap biter, played a ton of football. They always talk about that. How they like guys who play a lot of football. I think that was a Jack Campbell when they drafted him. They talked about that. But yeah, I that was one I had all along.
So is Minnesota?
I think it's a high floor tackle. That doesn't really excite me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like his ceiling is kind of low.
I can't believe how badly the Jets
Minnesota
messed this
got
up.
Thieneman. Feel like they've been needing the safety.
I can't believe this. I can't believe the Jets are just this. I mean, Bailey and Sadiq, what a mess. But anyway, the Lions took Blake Miller at 17. That knocks off an Eagles option. Allegedly, the Eagles had Blake Miller in for a visit and did not publicize it. So I don't even know. That's really weird to me. I don't ever remember hearing a rumor about that. Another thing, they didn't put out they had Freeling in. They didn't put that out until today, or they didn't even put it out. Some like low-level reporter put out that they had Freeling in, and
That's weird.
Like they had him in a week or two ago, apparently. So it's not like they had him in today or yesterday, or like really weird. I don't know why the Eagles have chosen this. Maybe it's something with they're worried about people jumping in front of them for guys or whatever the case may be. But I thought that was interesting.
My goal for tonight was to get one of Freeling, Ihanator, Thieneman, or Keldrick Folk. And everything seems to be playing for the Eagles right now. We'll see how this plays out. But we're, only 6 picks away?
Yeah,
Wow,
Minnesota, Carolina, 20, 21, 22. 5 picks before the Eagles.
the Knicks just turned they were down 1 with 8 seconds left and had the ball, and Brunson turned it over. Didn't even get a shot off.
Shocking. Dude, that guy just gets cooked on defense all the time.
Oh, he's
All the
so
time.
bad on defense. It's insane.
So bad. Like, no one ever talks about it. It's hilarious to me. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
While Dodge is gone, I'll read out my my Eagles big board in terms of who's on the board. I guess we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 more picks.
5 more players. So let's get a list of 6 players, right?
Yeah, my top available guys would be Mekhi Lemon at 1, Max Ihonachor at 2.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, okay.
Monroe Freeling at 3. Caleb Lomu at 4.
Okay.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren at 5. Dylan Thieneman at 6.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty good with all of that, right?
Yeah, if we sort it by your big board, assuming they won't go corner.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I obviously have McCoy, Lemon, McNeil Warren, Ihonachor, Keldrick Falk.
Freeling.
Oh,
So
Thieneman.
you would have Freeling 1.
Oh, yeah. Freeling, Thieneman, Lemon, Warren, Ihonachor, Falk. All right.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
And then right after that for you, 7 would be KC Concepcion. He would also be my next guy up as well.
Yeah, I like him. I feel like he's got potential to be a solid wide receiver in the league. So
yeah, he has. Oh, the Vikings took my guy,
oh no, who they take?
but not an Eagles guy. Caleb Banks goes 18. It's the
What?
planet theory. There's only so many people on the planet who can move like Caleb Banks, who can pressure the quarterback from inside. I love Caleb Banks, but it's funny. I'm the high guy on Caleb Banks. I have him
23rd.
23rd, but that's higher than I even have him on my board. He went 18, and there's all these injury issues. Broke his foot the day before the combine and still tested his butt off.
Yeah.
Caleb Banks. I love it. I don't.
Right.
I know people are going to say
Banks.
it's a reach, but his upside in this draft.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. When he gets healthy and yeah, the upside's crazy. But we just now we got 4 players until we pick. We just he was not on any of our top 6 when we talked about it a pick ago. So we're gonna get one of those guys. It's not bad. I'll take it.
I am not a Caleb Banks fan. I don't buy it.
So we have either one of the safeties. You have Freeling, Ihonachor.
Yeah,
You
this is playing
have-
very well. I really want Freeling. I really want Freeling.
I
Please
still
don't
would
lose
put
us.
McCoy in there. I would love McCoy.
Based on like positional value, as we know, I would not be surprised.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Take Tariq Woolen aside. You grab yourself McCoy, and you literally have now 3 stud corners. 3 stud corners, just boom, lockdown. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna throw the ball? You're not.
All right, we all have. David had McCoy at 7. I had him at 11. Ryan, you had 14, and Mark, you had him at 42.
Woo!
Jermon McCoy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am not a fan. People have really freaked out about the tape and like, oh, the 2024 tape is so good. It doesn't matter that he only had 1 year of good tape and that 2025 he didn't play, and that people think he might have to miss this entire year potentially for a bone plug in his knee. There's a rumor that there's something even beyond what's been reported. So yeah, I'm generally someone who with injury stuff, I'm willing to be like, you know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm just going to evaluate the film. There's so much injury stuff out there with Jermod McCoy, and corner's the one position that I do get a little squirrely about knees and legs. It's just we've seen too many guys just you get one or two injuries and you can't recover from it really at corner. And this is just an example because I have this guy higher. Jermod McCoy is my CB6, which people would think is insane. Devin Moore is my CB4. Also a guy with insanely bad medicals, really, really bad medicals for Devin Moore. But to me, I watch his tape, and it's not just 2024. It's all 4 years that he played. And I'm like, you know what? This is the guy I see the upside with if he can stay healthy, quote unquote. I'm worried about the injuries with him too, but that's why he's outside of my top 40. So it's just like, I didn't see it with Jermod. Did he just go, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
He did?
Carolina's on the clock, right?
Yeah, Carolina is on the clock. Carolina, the pick is in.
Oh, wow.
And it's a tackle.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to upset all of us.
Oh, no.
Monroe.
The Panthers have selected Monroe Freeling.
That sucks, man.
You guys want to take us through Freeling?
What's that?
Do you want to take us through Freeling, Dives?
Yeah, one moment. I'm finding the graph.
He's got to shed a few tears. I mean, at this point, what about saying F it? Go Lemon.
I'm all in. I couldn't be happier with that. He's my number 6 player. So getting him at 23, I would freak out.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Monroe Freeling was one of the high risers of this draft, especially the draft process. I feel like every time I watched him, his stock just kept rising and rising. His combine was among the best of the tackles, 9.99 RES score, not just the tackles, but anybody. He was the first player in NFL combine history to weigh that much and be that big. And
whoa! Eagles on the clock. Trade.
Whoa. Okay.
Wait, did they just trade with Dallas?
We did. We just traded up with Dallas.
What?
Who would that be? Okay. So who we do? I think it's Keldrick Folk.
No, Thieneman. Screw it.
They're trading up for a safety.
Let's go.
Give me Lemon.
I'm down with Lemon too. Lemon or Thieneman?
I will say it. I would rather draft Cooper over Lemon.
No. I don't want.
I don't think they'd move up for Cooper.
There's no way. I don't think they would move up.
I don't like Cooper at all.
I think it's a tackle. Pittsburgh at 21.
Probably Max.
I mean, who else would it be? Lomu, yeah.
I'd be fine with either of those. Those would be my 2 best players available.
No,
Lemon. I'm sorry. Lemon's my best player available. Max and Lomu would be 2nd and 3rd. And then, McNeil Warren, Thieneman, Concepcion, Boston Cooper. I'd be happy with any of those names.
I think it's Max Ihanachor for the Philadelphia Eagles here.
That would be my guess, too.
That's like they saw Monroe Freeling go off the board and they had to make a move.
We gave up 114 and 137, and we got a 7th back.
Beautiful. Thieneman.
That would be really fun.
Lemon Law.
I'm okay with that too.
All right, the Eagles.
I think it's a tackle.
Moved to pick 20.
Wow. Yeah, dude, they gave up nothing.
114 and 137. Yeah, whatever.
We are waiting for the Eagles selection. I think it's Max. My guy. Max,
I mean, listen, you're probably right. I would just rather something else.
I've been on Ihanachor Island for quite some time.
He's so good, man.
I would love it.
His traits inside are just off the charts.
It's like Caleb Banks in a draft with so few blue chip guys. You take a swing on a guy who has the potential to be one, even if he's not.
Absolutely. Right now. I think Max's upside is off the charts.
Lomu is the much safer. Lomu's like swinging for a double, in my opinion. I think he's more ready to play, which makes me think, like, why are we even valuing that if we have Lane and this guy's sitting behind him anyway? So take the guy with the sky high upside.
I really like Keldrick McCoy. Keldrick Polk. All right. Shut up, Brian.
I'm people over here.
Keldrick Folk would be a great pick for the Eagles. Do we have it?
Nothing yet.
I don't got nothing.
I am
I'm
big
just updating.
I know, refresh.
Oh my god. I don't think there's a realistic option that would make me upset though. Like I think all the options I'm looking at and we're talking about, I'd be fine with.
There's a lot of options.
Lemon, the safeties.
That would make me upset.
I don't like.
I don't want it to be an edge.
And then they want Boston.
I don't like Denzel Boston. I don't like Akeem Messidor.
I would flip
I don't want
the
an
table.
edge. I'd be fine with Boston. I wouldn't be pumped, but I'd be fine. I'd be fine with any of the receivers besides Lemon, but not pumped. KC, Boston, and Cooper.
Lemon.
Come on.
It's Lemon.
Is it Lemon?
It's Lemon! My number 6 player! Let's go! Let's go! They did it again!
I like it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Lemon.
Wait, where do you see it?
Who just tweeted?
It's got Schultz. Yeah, it's in.
Zach Berman.
Wow, I am shocked. Mekhi Lemon to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, he's the only one who's reported it. John Clark reposted, but that's it. Berman. I mean, the last time the Eagles did trade up, they did with Dallas. They did get Devontae Smith. So, I mean,
I am ecstatic. I am absolutely ecstatic.
So I guess this guarantees AJ Brown traded, huh?
No question. No question. Should we talk a little bit about Mekhi Lemon here, or wait for the official announcement?
No, let's dive in.
All right, Mekhi Lemon, 5'11", 195. He is a guy that doesn't have elite physical traits, but the tape disagrees. A slot receiver, like Mark said previously, Amon-Ra St. Brown-esque, strong route runner, great explosion, great body control, has solid play strength. He can catch anything in his area. He just has, how many drops did he have? I don't think we have that stat on the board, but not a lot of drops. Mark, take it away.
I am pumped. Amon-Ra St. Brown, put him in the slot for the Eagles and put him next to Devontae Smith. I was really always concerned about how you could even attempt to replace AJ Brown. And I'm not saying that they just did that. This is a completely different player. And like I said, the thing that I was talking about before, only 28% of his catches in college came outside of the numbers. This is an attempt to totally remake and change what this offense does. We've never really had that guy out of the slot who, you know, the way that the NFL is moving with these smaller receivers in the slot and being some of the best receivers in the planet in the slot. We were used to, you know, Wes Welker and Julian Edelman and those types of guys being the slot receivers 10 to 15 years ago.
Right.
Now you're seeing more and more of the top 5, top 10, top 15 receivers in the NFL playing in the slot. And I think Mekhi Lemon is just like, he is such a modern player, such an example of where this game is going at the wide receiver position. I think he's also got some toughness to him. He's a dog. And by the way, I wouldn't say this about a USC player if I didn't really think it as a Notre Dame fan, because I hate USC, but this guy is an absolute dog. He finishes through tackles. Like I said, the highest, the most first down receptions in college football last year. The guy is a first down machine. I love it. I'm so happy.
Ryan?
I watch his tape and I want to start barking. Woof, woof, woof. The guy's a dog. I don't know what else to say. He won the Biletnikoff in 2025. And this is something I love. There's this chart out there that I have a couple charts, but one chart out there that so it's a contested catch chart. and it's your amount of contested catches and then the amount of contested catches that you caught. You want that first number to be low and that second number to be high. Only 15% of his targets in college were contested. That means 85% of his targets, he was open. The guy just gets open. And when he's contested, he caught 60% of those targets. So he was actually really efficient on contested catches, going up and getting it when he had to do it. But compact, muscular frame, runs routes with lightning quick feet to stop and shout out LaShawn McCoy, cut on a dime. And then the best thing about, he turns into a running back after the catch. Top tier acceleration. He broke 21 tackles in 2025. 502 of his 1,156 receiving yards last year came after the catch. And he's more than just a short and intermediate threat. He's dangerous on vertical routes. He reeled in 16 passes of 20-plus yards last year, which tied for third in the country. Great body control, great concentration. And then if you guys want to go, I have a chart that I'll pull up after you guys are finished.
Ryan.
Yeah, no, this is a guy that I certainly was a fan of. Third wide receiver. There was a couple of wide receivers there that I was honestly a little scared that the Eagles were going to go after. Boston being one of them. So I'm glad that they made the right choice. And obviously they just went ahead and signed and traded for a plethora of wide receivers in this offseason with Hollywood Brown and Wicks and Moore. So it's certainly going to be a little crowded, but in such a great way. Obviously, this is certainly the end of A.J. Brown, which does suck, but hey, let's hope how we can get a 2027 early pick, and we'll call it a day. But yeah, no, I like this dude. He's a yak monster. I get the Amon-Ra comparison, and if he's even 80% of that, I think we got a great deal here.
How would you grade the selection, Mark?
A plus. He's my number 6 guy, and they just got him at 20. He's one of my only 6 blue chip or red chip players in this draft. I really think this guy's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. I know I keep spamming that button on that comparison. I watched the film, and it's hard for me to see anything else.
Ryan, how would you grade the draft?
Oh, easy A. Easy A. There were certainly people that I would have maybe preferred. Some of them didn't make it. Some of them did. But again, he's definitely one of the guys that I was in favor of adding. I think wide receiver wasn't necessarily the greatest of needs, but we've also seen Howie not get himself pigeonholed into that and grabbing guys that are the best players out there. And clearly Lemon was high on their list. They wanted to move up. I'm sure they may have wanted Freeling or Vega or whoever, but I think in the long run this will help. This offense needs to change, and this helps.
My grade is in Howie I trust, because obviously I was the lowest on Lemon, and we've seen Howie go a long way in terms of being a GM and the NFL draft. His traits, questionable. He's banking on separation. He's banking on feel and Lemon's instincts. So I think his college production was good, but I don't know if it was special, and I don't know. So that's just my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see. I would grade it a C. I'm a C.
I don't know if I've ever seen a team add so much in one position in one offseason in every type of way.
I also don't want to trade AJ Brown.
I mean, I don't either, but
I don't want to either. It's just where we're at.
Yeah, it's where we're at. Exactly. So we signed a free agent wide receiver. We traded for a wide receiver. We drafted a wide receiver. And we're gonna trade another wide receiver out.
All right. So should we keep doing the show or call it?
Hell yeah.
No, we can keep it going.
Yeah, we still got you never know. Maybe the Eagles trade back in for Keldrick Falk.
I can't believe that.
And you're sitting there going, we should end the stream.
I can't
Well-
believe it. I can't believe we just did that. No, I know. I just the Eagles make me so happy every draft night. It feels like. I can't believe how many years in a row this is. I mean, last year was actually the first year in like 5 years that I was kind of like, okay, like I had Campbell like 30, I had Makuba like 50, so they took them at like values like right around where I had them. The year before was obviously DeJean and Quinion, two players I loved, especially DeJean, who I had like 8th overall. And then you have Jalen Carter the year before that. And
They've been on a run.
Devontae was my number one wide receiver that year. I was wrong. Jamar was in the draft. But like it just feels year after year like they're picking off my board.
What was the trade with Dallas?
114, 137, and I think we swapped sevenths.
So, yeah, I think next year maybe.
All right. So that's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not bad at all.
No, not at all. To move up, 3 spots.
Is that Jerome Bettis?
Sure was.
Dude, look at that guy.
The both. Oh, there goes the Hanshaw.
To who? Pittsburgh? Great
Yeah.
pick by the Steelers.
Yeah, that was a very good pick. Wow. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, Max Ihonachor was one of my favorite players in this draft. He's my number 12 player. I feel like always the Pittsburgh just always gets players I like. Always. I said that earlier when we were talking about Baltimore.
I don't know if this is real or not. But Mekhi Lemon on what he's bringing to the Eagles. They're getting a dog. I ain't doing no playing.
What?
Has to be fake, right?
No, he said
What?
I'm a dog. I see a lot of people saying the I'm a dog thing, which, by the way, it's very funny that I was talking about how I wanted to bark.
You
and how much of a
100%
dog he
said
was.
that.
I
Word for
nailed
word.
that. I mean, he is. He's a dog.
Oh,
He's going to get in fights and stuff for sure. Like, he will get rowdy on the field. He's a competitor.
yeah. Last year, 79 catches, 1156 yards, 11 touchdowns. It's good production.
Sorry, I'm trying to get all the lemon shit I can here. I cursed. That was my first curse of 2 hours. Good job by me. But I'm trying to pull up this tweet.
I'm pulling up a tweet too.
I am sending it. Oh,
I love that.
we're watching lemon highlights for those listening. I guess that's not really a thing. We're not on a podcast.
I mean, probably will be. Eventually, it could be. Oh, Chargers pick is in.
DeSantis?
Again, that'd be wild.
How it is?
No, it was a guess. Apparently, they really like him.
All right, man.
They really need a guard.
Makai Lemon bringing back the Eagles screen game.
Oh God, yeah. He'd be great at that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Let me put
I
this.
can't wait till they trade back in and grab one of your guys.
You guys can stay, but I'm going
Like,
back.
no, I should have been there.
We can wrap it up. I have a good tweet to wrap this up on from Adam
Do it.
Carter. He's a good follow out there for people who like the draft. He tweets out these charts of here are the only players to ever reach these stats in college.
Ooh, I like that.
And so the only power 4 wide receiver prospect since 2018 with the following production numbers: yards per route run greater than 2 yards versus man, yards per route run versus zone greater than 3 yards, a missed tackle rate above 25%, and a passer rating when targeted of over 130. The only players in the history since 2018 to have done that: CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Ladd McConkey, and 2 players from this year, Omar Cooper, and the newest Eagle, Kai Lemon. So, and there's a couple of these with Lemon where he fits some really, really nice historical benchmarks. And funny enough, ones that AJ Brown seems to always be on when you go look at these charts.
Nice.
And if you ever want to just like look up players you like on this guy's account, it's Impact CFB Data. He will probably have your player on a chart. It might be a negative one, but there are positive and negative charts out there that have made me kind of higher on some players. An example, Bryce Bocher is like a day 3 linebacker, probably. He was a guy I watched and I liked him. And then I saw the Adam Carter chart. He had him on a chart with some of these like really, really good linebackers in recent years. And it made me kind of look at him even a little deeper. So really, really good follow. But the main reason I'm showing it to you.
Nice.
Makai Lemon. Let me get some Makai Lemon propaganda out there. So we'll be back tomorrow. You can follow Ryan Reeds at Philly Sports PSA. You can follow Dives at Mr. Crockpot. Check out Birds of the Round Table. Check out Chalk Talk. Check out everything we got going on here at Eagles Pinpull Network. And that's going to do it for day 1. Howie did it again.